What's up, everybody? Stomped here today because we're not really talking anything about tricking. Instead, we're going to be talking about, again, food. And so, especially when you're eating healthy, food doesn't have to taste bland. And the best way to obviously spice up your foods is by putting spices in them. Now, I got this idea from paleo powder, or at least from one of my mentors who talked about paleo powder and how great it was. And then he just kind of sat back because they have the ingredients listed on the back. He's like, you just make it yourself. So I did my due diligence, looked on their website, found most of the ingredients. I have most of them by myself. And so you can use them, right, all by themselves, or you can mix them all together, have your own spice that you put on your vegetables, your meats, whatever it is that you want to do. Now, you'll notice the thing is that between organic and non-organic, some of these are organic. I spent a little bit extra money splurging on it. The difference between organic and non-organic is solely in the fact that it'll depend on your exposure to pesticides. So organic technically has no nutritional difference. It makes sense, right? Why would it have it's been touted, it might be shrouded in that. It's like the big companies want to say, ooh, organic is more nutritionally dense than the regular kind. That's not true. It just means that there's less of exposure to pesticides, as you know, that can mess up with your endocrine system, your hormones, put everything out of whack, introduce plastics that you don't need in your body. So if you choose to spend a little bit more on the organic stuff, by all means go ahead, but it's not necessarily necessary. So without further ado, let's get into it. So salt, you've heard me talk about salt, love salt. You can use it for increasing your athletic performance. It helps with your sodium potassium, pumps in your body. It helps a vasodilator, it helps increase blood volume. It also helps with, it also helps keep you hydrated by, right, water follows salt. So the more salt that you have in your body, the more your body is going to retain. Now, you don't necessarily, again, have to splurge on the super fancy salt that I have here. This package, I believe, was like around $9.99, if not just a little bit more. So you can definitely just use iodized salt. There's no problem with that. It's not a big deal. Obviously, salt is going to make up the majority of the base of our spice mix. So second one I'm going to put in there is chili powder. So I want my specific spice blend to just be a little bit spicier. It's just what I like. You don't have to necessarily make it that way. Obviously, you can switch the ingredients around any which way you want and add as much as you want to. It doesn't really matter. But we're going to add chili powder to this, not only for the taste, but consumption of chili powder, specifically the active ingredient, right, capsaicin, has been linked with inverse related. So the more that you consume, the lower it appears that your total and all cause mortality goes down, right? Now, the biggest problem with like portioning these things out and touting these benefits is that it's not going to be as so like if you need 3 milligrams or even like 300 milligrams of whatever spice it is to get the benefits. The thing is that you're probably not getting 300 milligrams every time you shake your spice thing. So it probably will end up being more for flavor unless you're using it repeatedly throughout the day more than anything else. So that's just a quick caveat whenever you want to talk about like, oh, well, as long as you're just ingesting whatever it is, you're getting. This one's already open, so I'm going to use this one. So when we're using cayenne pepper, chili powder, right, all for the capsaicin that's in it. That's the most active ingredient that we're looking for. That's what gives it that kick. And something that I've forgotten to mention with the chili powder was that it suggests that it's gastroprotective from ulcers as it inhibits your stomach acid secretion and it increases your mucus secretion, right, to protect that stomach lining a little bit better. And I'm assuming the same thing can probably be said for cayenne pepper, right? It's just as spicy, if not probably spicier than chili powder. So now we're going to go ahead and put some garlic powder in here. In studies, it's been shown to decrease the atherosclerotic process in your body, which is basically where plaque buildup happens, right? It helps decrease the fatty streaks that are within your within your veins and arteries. It's also, meta-analysis has shown that ingestion of garlic has reduced your systolic blood pressure for about 16.3 millimeters of mercury and your diastolic blood pressure by about 9.3 millimeters of mercury. Now, again, the problem becomes that if you need to reach a certain amount of ingesting that spice, then obviously it's not going to be done just by a mere sprinkle. You're going to have to actually like ingest and have a certain amount to reach a threshold to actually gain the benefits from the spice. Next is going to be black pepper and white pepper. Alright, so again, just adding a little bit more spice, having a little bit of kick to what it is that we're making. So the main active ingredients within black pepper itself, piperine, I guess, has been shown to protect against oxidative stress, protecting against free radicals, and reducing some reactive oxygen species. So all that good stuff, and go ahead and put it in there. I'm gonna add some turmeric to this. See, I've already added some. And then lastly, not least, we're going to add some cumin to this. So cumin has also been shown, it's high in iron. Whoa, almost a little too much. High in iron. It's also been shown to decrease blood urea levels and decrease the excretions of urea and diabetic animals. So again, that's another kind of thing that sucks. It has been shown to be effective in a herbal medicinal form for an anti-diabetic that's been effective in humans. But again, everything almost ends up being a little bit more for taste, because again, a lot of these it's just been shown mostly in animal studies, other than like the definitely like for sure things like salt and like your vegetable powders, garlic powder, and your cayenne pepper, things like that. Other things that are more medicinal tend to obviously take them with a grain of salt, as opposed to just taking them at pure face value. But boom, there you go. You made your own paleo powder. At least you made your own special fancy kind of seasoning. Doesn't take a whole lot of time. Just make sure that you give it a shake. Mix everything up nice and good. Again, so all the things that I talked about, I will link journals in the description down below so you can see what I was talking about if I wasn't explaining it very well. And boom, and there you have it. Your own type of special seasoning. Now this will last me probably anywhere for about a couple months, maybe 3 to 6 months, depending on how often that I use it. And then next time I just go out and just mix everything in. So David Rodriguez, Stomped. Hope y'all enjoyed. I know it's a little bit different than what we usually do, but I needed to remake this, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just make a video out of it. So hope you have a good day. See you on the next video. Peace.